What do you do when you're deconstructing but your partner isn't? It's a really good question. Often the person who isn't deconstructing is worried that their marriage will fall apart, and the person who is deconstructing is worried that their spouse won't accept them because their beliefs about faith are changing. I totally understand because this is my story too. When Sarah and I got married, our entire wedding ceremony was based around the faith we held at that time. We even did the foot washing thing. So sorry, Sarah. She deconstructed before I did. I remember sitting at our kitchen table when she told me she didn't think being gay was a sin, was getting tired of a judgmental church, and wasn't sure what she believed about the Bible. I'm not gonna lie, I panicked a little bit inside. And it's understandable, right? After all, so many of us were taught that if we didn't share the same exact faith, we would be unequally yoked and our marriages would crumble. But you know what actually happened? We both realized that we can have the same values while holding different beliefs. You know what else we realized? People change their mind in marriages, and that's okay. A healthy marriage makes room for each other. Today, Sarah and I hold very different views about God, faith, and Christianity, and we are very different people than when we first got married. I deconstructed deeper into all of it. Sarah deconstructed out of it. Yet our marriage is stronger than ever. We have open communication, share the same core values, and most importantly, we're not trying to change each other. We accept each other for who we are while doing our best to love each other well and being gracious when we fall short. After being together for over a decade, we've learned that love makes room even as people change, and that deconstruction can strengthen a marriage, not destroy it. Stole my wife's phone. Wow, I'm posting this.
This is something that I get asked quite often. Can a household where two people have different spiritual beliefs exist? Yes, they can. I went through a similar situation that he went through early in my life. First time I got married, I was 19 years old, and that marriage lasted for 17 years. And during that time frame is the time frame that I deconstructed from Christianity. But I have to give credit where credit is due. The young lady that I was married to never tried to push Christianity on me, and we had already agreed prior to having children that we would teach them more than just Christianity so that when they come of age, they will be able to make a decision on their own as to whether or not they will follow Christianity or any other religion or no religion at all. That agreement was held strong to even after we divorced and the children were still very young and impressionable. It wasn't this difference in religion that caused the relationship to end. It was the difference in as we grew, and we grew into different people because we got married at such a young age. We did not know who we were as individuals, which is one of the reasons why we have told our children and taught our children that they need to wait until they know who they are before they engage in marriage, to which all three of them have done exactly that. But because of that respect of each other, we still maintain a good parenting relationship so that even as our children are adults, we still maintain a good relationship so that our children are not hindered by our own reasons why we did not stay together. And we make sure the kids know that they are not the reason that we ended the relationship. Going forward in life, I still accepted and believed the fact that people didn't have to have the same spiritual beliefs in order to be together. What you do have to have is the same core values of how you're going to love, honor, and respect each other and how you're going to deal with each other. That in the same way it is not upon you to force your political agendas on your mate, you shouldn't force your spiritual agendas on your mate. Now, if you've grown up and you believe that a person cannot be with someone unless they are of the same spiritual belief, and that is a must-have in your relationship, then that is fine. You are more than welcome to decide that. But for those who are deconstructing and your mate is not, there is still a pathway to which a couple can still be together, still be prosperous, and still have a loving relationship. It all comes down to not trying to force the other person and seeing all the love that that person has for you, whether they believe in the same deity or no deity at all. The love that they have for you, the care that they have for you, the nurturing they have for you, the protection they have for you, the respect that they have for you. As long as those things are in place, and as long as those things are adhered to, then there is absolutely no reason why you should break that relationship up. And if the two of you can handle that, and can go on with your life, not letting outside influence hinder how you treat one another and how you care for one another, then your relationship can be just as prosperous, if not even more prosperous, because you recognize the individuality of each person and you respect that. So to answer many questions, many times when I'm getting that question, to answer it, yes, you can. And that gentleman and his wife is a perfect example of how to make the relationship still function at a high level, regardless of your differences in spiritual beliefs, because you have differences in many other primary things. But as long as your core values are aligned, then who gives two shits about what anybody else says about your relationship? Go on and be great in your relationship. So always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.